we shall never know peace. At least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out. And I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places. But because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows, let's see.
Angel Reese strutted into the spotlight like it was crafted just for her. Confident, bold, ready to own the moment. But what she found wasn't roaring applause. The lights had already dimmed. The crowd, gone. The stagehands, packed up and headed out. It was like she showed up to a party that ended before she even got dressed. Here's the real twist. She actually believed she could copy Caitlin Clark's magic, not through raw talent, not through genuine connection, but by simply orbiting close enough to her shine.
Angel, me bound, prayer, Reese. You only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your Billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be, that ain't nothing to be proud of.
Hoping the glow might rub off. As if just being next to greatness was the same as becoming it.so let's settle it. Baby goat or baby giraffe? Drop it in the comments. And if you're riding with CC, say it loud. Let's go. The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was supposed to be Angel Reese's grand debut, a full-blown coming-out party. This was her moment, her chance to finally step out from Caitlin Clark's towering shadow. At least, that's the story she kept telling herself. She had to roll out.
Here, everyone with credit card debt is lining up to get the Angel Reese signature shoe. Here, it gives you the power of the Me-Bound. Bang! Again! Burn! Will she save it? No! What everyone's paid to see, the Angel Reese rebound! Bang! Kelsey Plum makes the shot, she'll get more money. Bang! We show up and show out for our rebounding queen. Yes! Bang. I love rebounds. Yes!
Hey, Jimmy, did you see that last rebound? It was so sick.
Yes, she did it again. Rebound!
Bang!
Locked. A Reebok signature shoe, a flashy I'm in your city campaign, and plans to flip Indianapolis, Clark's own backyard, into her personal stage. On paper, it was genius. A headline move, a bold power play. But paper doesn't hold up well under pressure. Reality came crashing down, loud and unforgiving. Because here's the truth, charisma can't be faked. And you can't build a real brand by living in someone else's orbit. So, let's talk about the sneaker in the room. Angel Reese's big rebound.
Literally, debut. It's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. So they obviously ended up debuting at All-Star Weekend because Caitlin didn't play when they were in Chicago, and Caitlin didn't play. Or Caitlin's not playing in this game, so they're debuting at All-Star Weekend. The plan was to literally go and use Caitlin Clark for the launch of it.
Debut, the Angel Reese one, dropped in two flashy colorways, Diamond Dust and Me-Bounds. It was pitched as the next big thing in women's basketball footwear. Reebok went all in, ads everywhere, heavy promo at the All-Star Weekend, and the Me-Bounds launched time perfectly to steal the spotlight. But here's the thing, exposure doesn't guarantee excitement. You can buy airtime, but you can't buy buzz.
It's one of those things where it's like it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together, because that is where they're going to be at their most relevant.
And for Reebok, the timing didn't just miss, it backfired spectacularly. At the core of Reese's strategy was one bold and deeply flawed assumption that Caitlin Clark's all-star presence would automatically pull in massive attention, and that attention would magically translate into sneaker sales. Reese didn't aim to win over fans with her own spark. She didn't try to earn the spotlight. Instead, she gambled everything on proximity. Her whole bet? That just being on the same court, just floating in Clark's orbit, would be enough to lift her. It wasn't about outshining Clark. It wasn't even about going toe-to-toe. It was about clinging to the coattails of a star who already owned the moment and hoping some of that shine would spill over. Fate, however, had other plans. Just before the All-Star break, Caitlin Clark suffered a groin injury and was forced to watch from the sidelines in street clothes. And with that, the WNBA lost the one thing it simply couldn't afford to lose: its biggest draw. Clark isn't just a player. She's a spark that turned a quiet Tuesday night game into a national spectacle. Without her on the court, the electricity vanished. The buzz flatlined. And here's where it gets real. Shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself by now, without invoking or even insinuating some attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because let's be honest, people love to talk about that moment between them. But truthfully, Clark was already on this superstar trajectory. If anything, Reese has benefited more from the association, at least when it comes to attention. The numbers are brutal. When Caitlin Clark played in the 2024 All-Star Game, viewership shattered records. 3.44 million people tuned in. It wasn't just a game, it was a cultural moment. Fast forward to 2025. Clark is sidelined, and ratings plummet to 2.19 million. That's a staggering 36% drop. And this happened in her own backyard, Indianapolis, the city the entire event was designed to revolve around. A 36% viewership nosedive. That's not just a dip, it's a gut punch. Sure, 2.19 million is still solid for women's sports, but context matters. This was the only major sporting event on. No competition. All the stars were in the building, and yet the magic was missing. Angel Reese had to watch her entire campaign unravel. Nearly half its value evaporate. Even scalpers couldn't flip tickets. Fans just didn't show up. The message was loud and clear. The WNBA without Caitlin Clark, it's not the same product. It's not the same energy. And Kathy Engelbert, if you're listening, this should be a wake-up call. Clean up the officiating. Get your house in order. Because nothing summed up the misfire of All-Star Weekend more than Angel Reese's tone-deaf "I'm in your city" campaign. The idea was bold, maybe too bold. Reese blanketed Indianapolis with ads, billboards, and videos declaring her takeover of the city. A city that just so happened to belong to Caitlin Clark. Only Clark couldn't suit up. She was injured. So instead of looking fearless, Reese came off like someone trying to seize a crown, while the real queen was off the throne. The takeover attempt had no resistance to overcome, and everyone noticed. She even dropped reels with captions like, "I'm in your city," and "Walk in your trap, take over your trap." But it wasn't domination. It was desperation. Online, fans mocked it mercilessly. You missed layups on purpose. Stat padding rebounds. Went to a stacked LSU team and still couldn't elevate players. One tweet read, "She can't even sell her shoe without piggybacking off Caitlin Clark." And her receipts? They're cold. Caitlin Clark owns a 5-2 record over Reese. Yes, Reese won that championship matchup, but Clark bounced her the next year, sent her home, and waved while doing it. Fans weren't fooled. One post said it all. More photographers and fans at this launch. You can't throw a parade for a victory that never happened. It looked like someone celebrating a forfeit. Remember, this is the All-Star Weekend, the big stage. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, all the elite names were there. And yet the buzz? Gone. Ticket prices crashed. The get-in price for the game dropped 48%, from $121 to just $64. Once Clark was ruled out, that's not just a drop, that's a collapse. And it should terrify the league, because on paper, Angel Reese had everything going for her. Prime location, massive marketing push, Reebok deal, her face on every screen, socials firing on all cylinders. But the response? Crickets. No excitement, no energy, just silence. It was a brutal reminder that no amount of flash can replace substance. Without Caitlin Clark, that hole Pay Us What You Owe Us campaign. It sinks. The league tried spinning the numbers with a slick PR play, comparing 2025 viewership to 2023's 850,000. But come on, everyone saw the game. The real comparison was 2024, when Clark drew 3.4 million. Without her, the WNBA slipped back into niche territory. And if you needed more proof, just look at Friday Night Skills Contest and 3-point shootout. 1.32 million tuned in. That wasn't for Angel Reese. That was still the Caitlin Clark aftershock. People were tuning in just hoping to see her. Injured or not, that's the difference. There's no comparison between them. Clark has a $28 million Nike deal. Reese? Reebok. And let's not forget, Reese once called Indianapolis racist and dangerous. So, why show up just to launch a campaign there? Let's not confuse the lanes. Caitlin Clark doesn't walk in traps. She doesn't belong to that branding. She's never needed to. The truth is, Reese mistook hype for substance. She saw Clark's success. Sold out Nike Kobe 5s in under a minute. Resale prices soaring past $600. And assumed she could match that. But star power isn't about press releases. Clark didn't buy her following. She earned it. With elite play, clutch performances, honest interviews, and real love for the game. That's why her Nike deal wasn't just money. It was a bet on a generational talent. Experts say her upcoming signature shoe in 2026 could bring in $100 to $150 million. That's not hype. That's legacy. That's what real star power looks like. And that massive projection for Caitlin Clark's signature shoe, it's not fantasy, it's math. It's based on packed arenas, record-breaking viewership, and a fan connection that's real and earned. Now compare that to Angel Reese's Reebok drop during All-Star Weekend. Despite all the build-up, the release landed with a thud. Reebok gave it everything. Hype, ads, placement. But the excitement? Non-existent. The launch didn't feel bold. It felt needy. And then came that decision, signing Angel Reese. If you don't know her game, imagine a toddler on a mini hoop, launching shots, missing wildly, scrambling to rebound her own bricks, and trying again just as fast. That's the visual. That's the brand. Even Reebok's own people seem to get it. In the Netflix docuseries Power Moves, Shaquille O'Neal was caught saying the quiet part out loud. Reese needs to be in full Reebok gear, only when playing Clark. Translation? Her relevance spikes only when Clark is in frame. That's devastating. Instead of building Reese as a standalone star, Reebok was openly strategizing how to attach her to the woman she can't stop being compared to. The illusion of independence? Gone. It was never about elevating Angel Reese. It was always about milking the Caitlin Clark effect. Then Sunday night, after the dust had settled, Reese fired off a not-so-subtle social post. This was the most fun I've had in a while because of the players. All caps on players. Like a passive shot to fans in Indy. Fans who, by the way, have been surprisingly gracious all weekend. It was tone deaf. The whole weekend had clearly spiraled away from her original plan. And let's talk about the shoe price. $1,000. Yes, seriously. Love the confidence. But come on. For $1,000, people expect legacy, greatness, not missed layups and weak stat padding. And by the time the weekend wrapped, the outcome was impossible to ignore. Angel Reese tried to flip All-Star Weekend into her own personal promo reel. But without Clark's presence, the entire thing fell flat. What we witnessed wasn't just a failed product launch. It was a full-blown exposure, a masterclass in misunderstanding what true influence looks like. Caitlin Clark doesn't get marketed well because she's lucky. She gets marketed well because she pulls fans in. The demand comes first. The billboards follow. When Clark sells out arenas, it's not because you told people to show up. It's because they already were. Reese misunderstood that completely. She thought a flashy ad campaign, a catchy slogan, and a bold play in Clark's hometown could manufacture the same kind of hype. But star power isn't something you slap on like a pair of branded sneakers. It's built, earned, through years of consistency, humility, and clutch moments. And Reese? She skipped the foundation and went straight for the crown. The result? A complete misfire. Ticket prices for her face-off with Clark dropped from $100 to $5 the moment Clark was ruled out, because without Clark, there's no reason to watch. TikTok is full of clips of Reese bricking shots, and that's what's drawing the most attention. Not her shoe, not her campaign, just highlight reels of her missing. When people look back on the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game, it won't be remembered for Reebok launches or aggressive slogans. It'll be remembered for the moment the league lost its star and everything changed. The 36% ratings crash, the tanked ticket prices, the apathy, it all pointed to one undeniable truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she is a star. And for Angel Reese, this weekend delivered a tough but necessary truth. Trying to build your brand by clinging to someone else's shine isn't just ineffective, it's transparent. Fans aren't stupid. They know authenticity when they see it. The broadcast ratings don't lie. The sneaker sales don't lie. The crowd reactions, they don't lie either. Everything the WNBA is building, its future, its hope, its buzz, it rides with Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese might have a platform. She might have fans, but she's not Caitlin Clark. And pretending otherwise, that's where everything went wrong. You don't win hearts by replacing someone people already love. And you don't take over a city that was never yours to begin with. Comment down below, baby goat or baby giraffe. If you're riding with CC, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.